anything about me, it's that my two greatest passions in life are books, obviously, and lyrics. Specifically Taylor Swift lyrics, but lyrics in general. Flippin' love it. I flippin' eat that up. So today, I'm gonna give you book recs based on your favorite Taylor Swift song. And guys, I have some options for you. A lot of them are sad. Don't know what that says about me, but a lot of them are sad. But we have a few happy ones in there. We have a few little cutesy ones in there, so don't you fret. If you guys want a part 2, part 3, part 4, let me know, because I have enough to make several of these videos, and not just for Taylor. So if you want another artist, drop them down below. Let's do it. But let's get into this because I'm excited. We're going to start off with a 2-for-1 special because I think that this book series has at least 2 Taylor Swift songs that goes along with it. So we're going to start with the OG, the one I've loved since I was like 10 years old. If your favorite song is Last Kiss, you have top tier taste, and I think that you would absolutely love the Magnolia Park series by Jessa Hastings. Now this series is toxic, so do not go into this one being like, oh, it's just gonna be a cutesy little romance. No. No, you will probably be like, whoa, in and over your head. No, this is so toxic. Not just like the relationships in this book, but like the friendships as well. I was gonna say something else, but I can't say it. Spoiler. This is like Gossip Girl set in high society London. The Magnolia book specifically, you're following Magnolia and her significant other. And then in the sequels to this, you're following Daisy Hates and her significant other. I'm not even gonna say who it is. You'll know. Once you read it, you'll know, you'll know. Hey, let me break it down for you. Let me give you some lyrics so you can really, really envision it here. I'm like out of breath. Why am I winded? This song is so good. Wait, this song is so good. Okay. I never thought we'd have a last kiss. I never imagined we'd end like this. Your name, forever the name on my lips. So I'll watch your life in pictures like I used to watch you sleep. And I feel you forget me like I used to feel you breathe. And I'll keep up with our old friends just to ask them how you are. Hope it's nice where you are. That's so Magnolia coded, it's not even funny. Magnolia literally keeps up with her old friends and she's always just like, how is he? What's happening today? Oh, I don't really care, but like, how is he? And then here's the real kicker. You can plan for a change in the weather and time, but I never planned on you changing your mind. Emphasis on weather and time. Emphasis again on weather. How's the weather over there? How's the weather? Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Okay, I said this was a 2-for-1 special, so we have another song. If you love Is It Over Now by Taylor Swift, Magnolia Parks is still for you. Please check it out. That is literally Magnolia's relationship with the significant other. This is literally Magnolia Parks. Like, this is just Magnolia. Think I didn't see you, there were flashing lights. At least I had the decency to keep my nights out of sight. Only rumors about my... Oh my god, why am I about to sing it? Okay, think I didn't see you, there were flashing lights. At least I had the decency to keep my nights out of sight. Only rumors about my hips and thighs and my whispered sighs. Oh Lord, I think about jumping off of very tall somethings just to see you come running. Oh, and say the one thing I've been wanting, but no! That's just Magnolia! That is Magnolia. And then we have, I see your profile and your smile on unsuspecting waiters. You dream in my mouth before it called you a lying traitor. You search in every maiden's bed for something greater. Are we kidding? Read this, it's so good. Also, if you're seeing me look down a lot throughout this video, I'm looking at my phone. I have the lyrics pulled up. Your girl don't want to mess anything up. You know how embarrassing that would be? That's embarrassing, and we do not live for that over here. We're here for a good time. If Snow on the Beach is your song, you need to pick up Beach Read by Emily Henry. I don't know what you've been doing if you have not jumped on the Emily Henry train. Like, one of my favorite books of all time. I'm absolutely obsessed with this one, and this one is so good. I also think it kind of goes along with the lakes. I'm not going to go in depth into that one because this one really speaks Snow on the Beach to me, but the lakes also work. Let me give you, actually, should I give you a synopsis? I'm going to give you a synopsis. Following Junior, who is currently going through the grieving process, but as she is going through the motions, she actually learns a lot of family secrets revolving this person, and it flips her world upside down. She doesn't really know how to move forward, so she decides to go to this beach house, not just to learn more about this person, but also to focus on her writing, because she is an author. While she is here, she comes across her college rival, who is basically a critically acclaimed novelist at this point. She still cannot stand him. There's good tension though. And he's also struggling with his writing at this point in time. And so they're like, you know what? Let's switch. Let's switch. You write romances, I write like top-notch things, is what he says to her basically. So let's see who will end up writing one better, and we'll do a little bet. It's so cute, it's so fun, and it also deals with some heavy topics, but I absolutely ate it up. And it's snow on the beach, it's snow on the beach. Weird, but beautiful. The lyric that really works for me is, I can't speak, afraid to jinx it, I don't even dare to wish it, but your eyes are flying saucers from another planet, now I'm all for you like Janet, can this be a real thing, can it? This for real gives me the line of, why do you think January? If you know, you know. Are we falling like snow at the beach? Weird, but beautiful. Flying in a dream, stars by the pocketful. You wanting me, tonight feels impossible, but it's coming down, no sound, it's all around. Like snow on the beach. This is just such a good song. I actually love this song so much. Please pick up this book. I used to claim this one as my favorite book of all time, and then I read her newest book, Funny Story, and that has dethroned this one, but this one is still marvelous, and I kind of want to reread soon. If anyone wants to join me, let me know. Those are pretty heavy songs, so let's do a 180. If your favorite song is Stay, 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 I love this for you. I think you would absolutely adore To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. Stay, Stay, Stay is like a high school romance. It is screaming YA cutie rom-com, and this is a YA cutie rom-com. I feel like you probably have already heard about this one, but I feel like it's worth your time. In this book, we're following Laura Jean, and every time she has a crush, she writes them a letter. She addresses it and everything, which little dangerous because one day they all get shipped out. There's like 5 of them. And one of them goes to her sister's ex-boyfriend. So he's kind of coming up to talk this through so they can like kind of move through it together. And she's like, I'm not dealing with this. So she goes and kisses another guy who she sent a letter to. They decide to fake date because they will both mutually benefit from this arrangement. And it is just stay, stay, stay. Let me give you some lyrics. And it really just like puts a smile on your face. And that's what I want in a book. I want a book that's going to put a smile on my face. So literally the song starts off with, I'm pretty sure we almost broke up last night. I threw my phone across the room at you. I was expecting some dramatic turnaround, but you stayed. This morning I said we should talk about it because I read you should never leave a fight unresolved. That's when you came in wearing a football helmet and said, okay, let's talk. And I said, stay, stay, stay. You think that it's funny when I'm mad, mad, mad. If your favorite song is You're Losing Me, you need to read it After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I feel like no one really ever talks about this one by her, and this one is so sad and so gloomy, and it is just You're Losing Me, because clearly if you like You're Losing Me, like, you're here for a sad time, and that is this book. This book is following a marriage in crisis / like a marriage that is failing before our eyes. So this book starts off with this couple. We literally get like their meet cute. We see how they start dating. They eventually fall in love. We see the beginning of their marriage, and then it quickly pans to present day where they are so unhappy with each other. They have fallen out of love and they cannot stand each other. And so one day, like, it all kind of boils over the top, and they literally tell each other, like, I don't really think I love you anymore. I don't know what changed, but I don't think we're made for each other. And so instead of getting a divorce or going to counseling or talking it through or working on their marriage together, they decide, you know what? Let's just take a step back. Like, let's take a step back from our marriage. Let's stop and let's take a break for, I think, a year. So one of them will move out and they'll have no communication with the other for this time period, and they'll see other people. I'm not going to say anything else. I know you're like, oh my god, you just told us the whole entire book. I really did it. I told you like maybe the first 50 pages and everything that's on the back. That it's just a lot all at once, but this is literally You're Losing Me, and let me give you the lyrics. You say I don't understand, and I say I know you don't. We thought a cure would come through time, now I fear it won't. Remember looking at this room, we loved it because of the light. Now I just sit in the dark and wonder if it's time. Is that not literally everything I just told you through that synopsis? Oh my gosh, it's so sad. Here's another one. Every morning I glared at you with storms in my eyes. How can you say that you love someone you can't tell is dying? I sent you signals and bit my nails down to the quick. My face was gray, but you wouldn't admit that we were sick. It's so sad. Stop, you're losing me. Stop, you're losing me. Stop, you're losing me. I can't find a pulse. My heart won't start anymore for you. Like, it's this. Oh my gosh. You're here for a sad time. Read that book. It's so good. I really enjoyed it even though it was so sad. Speaking of kind of a sad time, if your favorite song is Clean, you have top tier taste once again, because that is my song, and I've claimed it before 1989 TV came out. But I think you would really love Adelaide by Genevieve Wheeler. Again, no one ever talked about this book. This book is so heavy, so please look up the trigger warnings because it is so insanely heavy. But I do think every person in their 20s needs to read this book. It really moved me. One, it moved me to tears, but two, like emotionally it moved me where I was like, oh, And it was so good. So in this book we were following Adelaide, and we start in present day where something that you need to look up the trigger warnings for has happened. After this, she's kind of asked to explain this whole entire relationship that she just went through, the good, the bad, the ugly, and how she perceived not just the relationship as a whole, but herself through it. And let me tell you, this relationship was so unbelievably toxic, but our girl just wanted to be loved. She just wanted to be loved. So please read this book. It's so good. Again, look up the trigger warnings. Let me give you them lyrics of my favorite song. Oh my gosh. Hung my head as I lost the war, and the sky turned black like a perfect storm. Rain came pouring down when I was drowning. That's when I could finally breathe. And by morning, gone was any trace of you. I think I'm finally clean. That is just this book in a nutshell. You think that there is nothing worse that can happen to you. You are literally in a horrible storm, and you're like, there's nowhere else for me to go. Like, this is it. And then just like that, like, gone was any trace of you. I think I am finally clean. Like, it takes a little bit, but eventually you will work through it, and you will be clean of this toxic person. Read the book. Please, please, please. Let's be a little less sad for a second. Let's go into a romance. If your favorite song is timeless, I think you would love The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Costin. This book literally is timeless in a little bit of a nutshell. Now, it's not as historical. If you want a historical recommendation for that one, read Divine Rivals. That one's like historical, fantasy, romance, all in one. Anywho, I digress. This book we are following Clementine, who is dealing with the passing of her aunt, who basically was her best friend. Please, please, please look up trigger warnings once again, but we are following her through the grieving process. Her aunt has left her this apartment, so she goes into the apartment one day after she's having a bad day, and there's this man in there, and she's like, who are you? Why are you here? And he's like, oh, like, you must be Clementine. Your aunt is letting me like sublet for this apartment for this a little bit. And she's like, huh? Like, what are you saying? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And he ends up like saying the date, and she like immediately, it clicks in her mind. She's like, oh my God, my aunt told me that this apartment was magical, but I didn't think she was for real. He's in a different time period than her, but it's only when she's in this apartment. So the second she leaves, we're back to present day, and it is crazy. Time breaks down your mind and body. Don't let it touch your soul. It was like an age-old classic the first time you saw me. The story started when you said hello. In a crowded room a few short years ago, and sometimes there's no proof, you just know. You're always going to be mine. We're going to be. I'm going to love you when our hair is turning gray, and we'll have a cardboard box of photos of the life we've made, and you'll say, oh my, we really were timeless. Read it. Read it, love it, let me know what you think. So now we're just gonna be really sad for our last 3 recs, but like, these are truly my favorite songs, and so I can't not include them. So if your favorite song is You're On Your Own, Kid, you need to read Hot House Flower by Becca and Chris Ritchie. This is technically like the 5th book in a series, but like not. This is part of the Addicted/Calloway Sisters series. So in the Addicted series, you're supposed to read the first 3 books, and then you go into the Calloway Sisters series, and this is the 2nd book in that series, but it'd be 5th overall. I know you're probably thinking like, what are you saying? But like, trust the process and read the series. It's so good. This one we're following Daisy, who is the youngest sibling of the Calloways, and she literally has been on her own her whole life. Like, from the outside, it looks like her parents really have been helping her out in the business and really like furthering her career, but she's had to grow up. She was never really a kid. She was forced into the limelight, and she has been put through the ringer, and she's had no one in her corner. And that is literally You're On Your Own, Kid. Let me go through some lyrics for you, but also like, this is her romance, so there's a really good romance in here as well. From sprinkler splashes to fireplace ashes, I gave my blood, sweat, and tears for this. I hosted parties and starved my body like I'd be saved by a perfect kiss. The jokes weren't funny, I took the money, my friends from home don't know what to say. I looked around in a blood-soaked gown, and I saw something they can't take away. Because there are pages turned, the bridges burned, everything you lose is a step you take. So make the friendship bracelets, take the moment and taste it, you got no reason to be afraid. You're on your own, kid. If you've read this series, you know that Daisy is so You're On Your Own, Kid coded. So please check out this series. Please, please, please. You'll love it. You'll be in a lot of pain, but you'll love it. If your favorite song is Marjorie, you need to read You With A View by Jessica Joyce. Nobody ever talks about this book. Where is the hype? Please hype this one up. This was one of my favorite books of last year, just so everyone is aware. This book is literally beach read mixed with the movie Letters to Juliet. mixed with Marjorie. Following this girl whose grandma just passed, and she is dealing with the grief of that, thus Marjorie vibes. But while she's going through her grandmother's stuff, she sees a letter. I'm gonna paraphrase because this is not exactly what they said. It was a little more eloquent than what I'm about to say, but it said like, hey, I wish we would have eloped together. And it's signed by a man that's not her grandfather. And so she's like, what? Excuse me, like grandma was about to elope with someone else that wasn't my grandpa? Like what is up with this? And so she posts this on a social media platform and it goes viral. And they're like, please find this man. We need to know who this man is. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? And then there's one little comment that said, oh my God, that's my grandpa. Are we kidding? So she goes to meet them. He pulls up with his grandpa and she immediately recognizes the boy, not the grandpa, as her like academic rival back when they went to school together. And she's like, what on earth? Anyway, she learns a lot more about her grandma through this man who she is meeting. And he's like, yeah, like we were planning to get married. Our families kind of stood in the way of us being together. We were going to take this huge road trip for our honeymoon. And she's like, I want to take this trip. Like, can we please take this trip? And so they go on this road trip together and she's just learning out so much more about her grandmother and it is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my, let me read you the lyrics. Let me read them. And if I didn't know better, I think you were talking to me now. If I didn't know better, I think you were still around. Would die, didn't stay dead. Would die, didn't stay dead. You're alive in my head. It's just her being able to go through the grieving process and learn more about her grandma during this. And it's just so stunning. All right, back and up the stairs. I should have asked you questions. I should have asked you how to be. Ask you to write it down for me. Please read this book. Please. Her favorite song is The Archer. I'm going to just give you a virtual hug, virtual hug, virtual hug. You need to read Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This book has the best anxiety representation I have ever read. Like truly, I felt like there were candid cameras around my house being like, is this a joke? Like, was this book written for me? What is the Euphoria line where it's like, is this play about us? That's this. That is literally this to me. And it's so good. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of the synopsis I'm actually not going to tell you because I do feel like it's better to go into this one a little bit blind to the plot just because it hits. Like it hits really hard. But, so I'm not gonna tell you too much. Just know it's a fake dating storyline and it's so good and it has really good representation. But let me tell you the Archer line because as soon as I was reading from this man's point of view, and it's the guy in here who I related to, by the way, I was like, oh my God, this is the Archer. This is the Archer. Because they see right through me, they see right through me, they see right through me. Can you see right through me? They see right through me, they see right through me. I see right through me, I see right through me. It's just, oh my God. And then I've been the Archer, I've been the prey, screaming, who could ever leave me, darling, but who could stay? I can't say anymore. I can't say anymore. That's my favorite Abby Jimenez book and quite possibly one of my favorite books of all time. So please pick it up. I'm looking at lyrics. I love books. Like it's just the perfect combination for me. But that's all I have. So see you later.